Hey everyone, welcome back to a new Wizard101 video. This is a video that I've been waiting on making for a little bit because I wanted to see if I could get some actual concept ideas for it, and at this point we've got them and they look really good, so I'm going to be showing that in this video. But the idea was inspired by the new commons revamping and adding just making the commons look a lot better, making Wizard City look better, which is what they're doing, what's on test room right now. And I had this idea before I even saw test room stuff, but it's basically the idea of how the commons could be changed for the better, what they could add in to make it better overall. And that idea was adding in a Wizard City bank. And this bank I kind of had this idea. I'm pretty sure I talked about it in a video, but I didn't really go into detail, which is what I'm going to do in this one. But the idea was basically to expand the gold that we can carry, but not have it just to increase the gold limit. Not just to make the gold limit way higher. I mean, they've been increasing it. We're at 500,000 right now, and 500,000 for any higher level wizard isn't that hard to get. You can get max gold pretty easily, and for people that do pet hatching, for people that do they buy a lot of housing items and stuff like that, 500,000 gold is easy to spend. And I was just thinking of a way for that gold to be transferred and just kind of kept somewhere, so that you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about hitting max gold all the time, and you don't have to put it into treasure cards, because a lot of people to store gold right now, actually most people I would say, they use empowers. They just go ahead and buy max empowers that they can afford with the gold that they have, and they just keep them there. So basically you're transferring gold from over here into your treasure cards, and it just sits there. And right now I have 133 empowers, and if I sold those, that would be a lot of gold. So that's how people are storing gold right now, is through empowers. Maybe there's other TCs that are expensive, or maybe housing items or something, but that's how gold is stored. So what if we took that idea with empowers? I mean, empowers are still good because empowers allow you to trade gold with people. But what if we took that idea and made it into an actual building that people could go into and use in the commons in Wizard City? And the idea is the bank. So the Wizard City bank, what if there was a new building that allowed you to do that? I don't know about trading gold, because I feel like trading gold might be something that they don't want. But I mean, what if you could trade gold between your own characters on the accounts? That could be an option, because currently if you want to give gold to someone on your account, you need to either go through a friend and trade empowers, or you need to go on a second account, a side account, and then trade the empowers and then trade it to the other character. That's the only way, because you can't trade. Here's another thing: you can't trade TCs in a shared bank. That's the only way to trade TCs, and it's basically through another party, right? So this is where the idea of the bank came in. What if there was a building that you could go to not only store gold and just kind of keep it there, but also maybe to trade gold between characters on your account? I think that would be awesome. Just to kind of have gold there. What if there's the regular gold storage for your character, and then there's a shared bank, a shared gold deposit for your entire account, and then anyone that goes on, any character that you're on, could go to the bank and see that you have a pool of gold that you have stored there, you can take it out. I mean, it's gold that's on your account. Why shouldn't you be able to transfer gold to other characters on the same account? I mean, to me that makes sense. So that's where the idea of this bank came from, and I was thinking of how they could incorporate it with the new updates to the commons, and it makes sense for them just to add a bank, add a building that could fit anywhere in the commons. I mean, all these buildings on the side here by the fairgrounds are not used. None of these buildings you can go inside. None of them do anything really. They're just kind of there for looks. So what I'm hoping for in the new commons revamp is that a lot of the buildings that are actually in the commons we use, because vast majority of them are not used at all. None of these are used. Does this one even have? This one has a door over here. Not used. This one, nothing. I mean, the only recently, well, not recently, but I remember when they added this in the housing shop here. But all these other ones, nothing. They're just there for looks, but there's nothing actually going on there. So very few buildings in the commons are actually used, and I'm just kind of thinking of ideas of how they could use these and make them into something. Maybe add more shops or something. I know the shopping district exists, but it just makes sense for them to add more buildings that actually do something in the commons. So the bank is one idea. But not only is this video going to be just me talking about this idea, I have actual concept of what this bank could look like. I've gone to the artist and 3D modeler Scarx, who I've showed off some of his work before, and asked him. I actually came to him with this idea, and I'm like, hey, could you come up with a bank idea for the commons? You know, what do you think that would look like as a building that you could go inside and, you know, have NPCs in there that you can interact with and stuff. But I'm going to be showing that. So this that I'm putting on the screen is his original idea of what the bank building could look like. So pretty similar to what the other buildings in the commons look like with the, you know, the texturing and stuff. But I kind of like that it has a ramp going up into the bank. I don't think any of the other buildings around here have that. So it'd be like a ramp going up into the bank. And I was thinking maybe this could be positioned somewhere like around Ravenwood. Maybe even this corner. Like this corner right here could be the bank too. So that was the original concept of what the bank could look like. But that's not all we have. He also modeled what the inside of the bank could look like too. And he came up with this idea with like blue carpet on the ground. I'm sure he could expand this a little more. But that's just the original idea of what it could look like, and what the inside of the bank could look like too. So that's where I was kind of thinking, like, what would the bank actually be like if it was in the game? And it's cool to not only have the idea for it, but to see, like, at least see some examples of you know, potentially what the bank could be. Here's another picture of the bank, kind of the same view, but just with grass surrounding it. And then the other one, this is the one that I'm the most excited for. We also have what the bank could look like in the commons, like actually right in the commons, probably around here somewhere. It's not an exact replica of the commons, but hey, maybe that's what the commons is going to look like once they expand it more. Because to be honest, I expect them to make the commons like a lot bigger too. Why wouldn't they expand out all of this? Expand out kind of just, I don't know, expand the streets out to make them bigger, and just to be able to have more room over here kind of by Ravenwood. I think that would be a good idea. But we'll see how far they actually take these changes and what they're going to do, because the first changes that we saw with the water texturing and like the dock and stuff isn't too major, but I'm sure there's a lot more to come. So this is what it could look like in the commons. I mean, looks nice there. It's kind of got that like ramp going up to it, and it's got like a unique door to it, way different than these other doors that are in the commons. So I like that. But that's not it. We got another one. This is the one that I'm the most excited for. This is what it could look like with new textures. So we're used to the old textures of buildings and the streets and stuff like that, and they're starting to retexture new things. They retextured water, and I'm sure they're moving on to retexturing other things. But this is what it could look like with new texturing on the buildings. And I don't know, I'm just going to show it. It just looks so cool. So here it is. New retextured buildings for Wizard City. That just, to me, makes the game feel so much different. That would just completely, like, change everything. I mean, you walk into the commons and you see that, and it's just like, wow, this, you know, they really did a good job if that's what it were to look like. And I'm excited. Like, if that's actually what's going to happen and what's going to be added later on with retexturing everything, then that's gonna make it seem awesome. Like, I'm gonna be really hyped for when we see a test room where just everything is completed and we get to see the entire revamp, all the new textures, because that's the main part of it, is just going to be taking the same buildings. Maybe they're not going to change everything, but taking the old textures and just changing it and just making it look more modern, changing like the streets to make it look better. So this is the one picture out of everything that he sent me that I'm the most excited for, because that's just something that not only will it make just everything look better, like for the bank and stuff like that, but it'll make the entire game feel better, because probably most of the players that play this game are in Wizard City for a lot of the time, and to me, just updating Wizard City is great. It's just going to, I don't know, it's just going to make everything look better, and I'm excited for that. So that was the main thing that I wanted to show you guys with the potential new updates. So what we're going to see with the idea of the bank, and something that I think really could happen someday. I don't know if it's going to be, I don't know if it's actually, something that they're thinking about with the commons updating, but it could be something added in later, but it's just an idea. So that's basically it. That's what we could potentially be looking at for future updates to the game. At least with the revamp of the commons, this is what you could expect to see later this year. So that is basically it. That's the bank idea. Let me know what you guys think of that. Let me know if you're excited to see something like that, if it would make sense. If it doesn't, hey, let me know that too. If you don't think that you should be able to transfer gold from characters on the same account. It's basically like creating a gold vault, but not having it in your house, having it in a central location in Wizard City. Because for all the other things, they've added vaults for them, like seed vaults and jewel vaults, stuff like that, gear vaults, all of that. I don't want them to add a gold vault. I don't think that makes sense. I want them to add just a building, like a bank for gold to be stored. And the only vault that I want to see maybe is TC, but for TC I feel like they could just add a shared bank. They could add like a tab for shared TCs. Rather than just adding a gold vault and a TC vault, I'd rather see a bank for gold and a addition to the shared bank for TCs, just to allow TCs in the shared bank. I think that makes more sense than adding a whole new vault for it. But that's just my opinion on it. So let me know what you guys think. That is it. That's the idea of the bank. I'm excited for it. If it ever happens, maybe it will never happen, but who knows? Some things that we've made videos on in the past have actually come into the game. Not yet, but they could be. The barbershop was one of them. I'm not taking credit for the barbershop. I know other people had it as an idea, but I'm glad that that is actually something that could become a reality in the game sometime. So is the bank something that could also become a reality? I don't know. Only time will tell on that one. But thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this. Go check out Skarks' Twitter. I'm sure he'll continue to be looking at this idea and creating more stuff for it after this video. So go check him out. Really cool artist, really cool 3D modeler and all that stuff. Definitely worth your time to go and follow him and stay up to date. But that's it for me. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you all next time.